All right, number 10, it says find the perimeter of each figure. So on the first one, we first have to find the missing side, and then we can find the perimeter. So to do that, to find the missing side, we're going to do Pythagorean Theorem. So we're going to do 12 squared plus 5 squared equals x squared. So 12 squared is 144 plus 5 squared is 25 equals x squared. So then we're going to, once we've squared everything, in this situation, we get to add 144 and 25. So we get 169 equals x squared. So we want just x. So to get just x, we would do the opposite of squaring, which is square rooting or undoing. And then when we square root 169, we get 13. Remember, we're not done because we're doing perimeter. So we're going to add 12, 5, and 13. So 12 plus 5 plus 13 is 30. And I'm going to write just 30 units because there are no units. So B is actually kind of the same idea because we're missing this slant here again, and we can write a right triangle and do Pythagorean Theorem again to find it. So to get that sides of that triangle, we're going to take this 4 over here and move it. So this is 4. This is 7, so this bottom of the rectangle is 7, and then 10 minus 7 will give us this piece right here. So I'm going to scratch out that 10 because I have kind of split it up. So then I'm going to do Pythagorean Theorem to find that missing side. So 3 squared plus 4 squared equals x squared. So 9 plus 16 equals x squared. 25 equals x squared, and then take the square root of 25, so x is 5. So then you're going to find the perimeter by adding all the outside stuff. So I'm going to pick a different color here. You want outside things only. So that doesn't mean like where the number's written, like that 7 I wrote on the inside, but what I'm getting at here is we're not utilizing that 4 in our perimeter. So we got P equals 7 plus 5 plus 3 plus 7 plus 4. I've noticed a lot in my classes, some of my students will only add what is there to find the perimeter, and you forget that although some of the information may not be written, you still have to find it to be able to find the actual perimeter of the whole thing before you can actually finalize the question. So P equals 26 units. All right. The next one says find the area of the figure. So there's different ways to do this, but I'm going to cut it up into different rectangles. You could go, I'm going horizontally, you could go vertically. And I'm sure there's probably other situations you could create and still be able to get what you need. But I'm going to get myself 3 different rectangles and then find the areas of those. So I'm going to start at the bottom because I have numbers on both sides, 2 and 7. So 2 times 7 is 14. And then I'm going to move up. So the next one, I don't have anything on this side or this side, so I kind of need to investigate here. I can take the 7 and 3 and use that to help me find the rest of this. So 7 minus 3 will give me, this is 4 right here, so I got the bottom. And then I'm going to kind of do the same process for the other side. This whole piece is 4 here, and this piece is 2, so 4 minus 2 is going to give me 2. We do need to be careful, this 2 over here represents that top piece, so it's still the same number, but that was not what it was representing. So 2 times 4 is 8, which is the area of that second rectangle going up. And then the last one, we've got 4 here. And then we've got 2 here and 4 here. So 2 plus 4 is 6. So 4 times 6, which is 24. So then the total area would be 24 plus 8 plus 14. So let's do that real quick. 24 plus 8 plus 14, 46 units. And then since it's area, we're going to put units squared. All right, so the next one, solve the system. So these two are going to be substitution situations because they both have a y equals. You can do substitution also when it has x equals. So the goal of substitution is to take information and replace it with other information to help you solve things. Because currently when you look at your two equations, you've got two variables and you can't solve for any of the variables. You can't get x equals blah or y equals blah. So I'm going to take this information and whenever I see y, I'm going to put it in for it in the other equation. So this y will get replaced with the box above. So negative 7x minus 2 times the quantity. I'm going to put parentheses because this is more stuff than I had started with. I had y, that was only one letter, and now I'm replacing it with more stuff. So I'm going to put parentheses around it. And then I've replaced y with negative 6x plus 15, and then I continue on with the equation that was originally there, which equals negative 10. So notice that now my new equation I wrote only has one variable. That's the whole goal of this, is because then you get to solve. If you write your new equation and you have multiple variables, so for example, you write your equation, you have x and y still in your equation, you did something wrong and you need to go back and figure out what happened. Sometimes I see students accidentally put the y still in there. The goal is to replace it, not to put it next to it. So just be careful. Okay, so now we're going to solve for x. So I'm going to distribute this negative 2 first. So negative 7x, negative 2 times negative 6x is positive 12x. Negative 2 times 15 is negative 30, and then equals negative 10. So now I'm going to put together like terms. So negative 7x plus 12 is going to be 5x minus 30 equals negative 10. So then the next step is to add 30 to both sides to get the numbers together. So 5x equals 20, and then divide both sides by 5. So x equals 4. Now, this is not your final answer, but you're pretty close. So the whole point of this is to take the, look at the two equations which are lines and figure out where they cross. And in this situation, they're crossing at a point, so you want to have the coordinates of that point, x and y. So we have the x currently, but we need to find the y. So we go back up and we pick either equation, but since I already have like y equals up here and I want to know what y is, I think it'd be easier to start there. So you can put the 4 into either equation, it doesn't matter, to find the other part, and I'm just going to pick the one that I think is easiest, but if you think the other one's easier, live your best life. Guess what? You're going to get the same answer. So y equals negative 24 plus 15, and then plus 15 is y is negative 9. So then you know that those two lines cross at 4, negative 9. All right, next one. Okay, so this one, we're just taking this information here and replacing y with that information. So 4x plus 7 times the quantity x plus 9, because it's replacing the y, and then equals 19 as it was already written. So again, as you can see, my equation is all x's, and that's what the goal was. So we're going to continue. We know we did stuff right, so distribute that 7 to x and 9. So 4x plus 7 times x is 7x, and then 7 times 9 is 63 equals 19. So then you're going to combine like terms. So 4 plus 7 is 11x plus 63 equals 19. And then we're going to make move 63 to the other side by subtracting it to undo. So 11x equals 19 minus 63 is negative 44. And then the last step would be to find x, divide 11 on both sides. So x is negative 4. So then we are going to take -4 and plug it into either equation to solve for y. I'm going to pick the second one because that is the least amount of work for me. If you don't know that, that's fine. You can just do the first one. Y equals -4. I'm again doing substitution. This form of substitution, the part that I'm doing right now, I think is a lot easier than the first form where you're plugging it in something with the variable. But it is still substitution. I am replacing the x with the number. So then y equals -4 plus 9 is 5. And then you've got your answer is -4, 5, because it has to be a point.